of five layers: skin, connective tissue, aponeurosis, loose areolar tissue, and pericranium. Now, the pericranium is included within the squamous part of vault. The squamous part of vault is made up of pericranium, upper table,
Dipole
fascicle,
stand,
and lower
lower
table,
table, endocrinium.
endocrinium. After endocrinium, we'll get first dura mater, then subdural space, then arachnoid matter,
Matter.
subarachnoid
Subarachnoid
space,
space.
then palm matter. Then you see this is cerebrum. Two cerebral hemisphere is connected by this white fiber, that is corpus callosum. It is the largest among the commissural fiber. In brain we will get three types of fiber: commissural fiber, association fiber, and radiation fiber. Now here corpus callosum, this is a commissural fiber. So the frontal uh, lobe of right side and left side connected by this part, anterior part of the corpus callosum. This part will connect two parietal lobes and two temporal lobes. This part will connect two occipital lobes. The fibers will be like fronto-frontal, parieto-parietal, occipital-occipital, like this. Okay, same areas of cerebral hemisphere. Maybe area number 13 to area number 13, area number 44 to area number 44, like that. They are connected by this corpus callosum. Just below corpus callosum, there is a thin membrane. That membrane is called as septum pellucidum. This septum pellucidum separates two lateral ventricles. Now, septum pellucidum have a small foramen that is called as foramen of Monro. That foramen of Monro, from there CSF comes to this third ventricle. So just below septum pellucidum, this line is called as fornix, and here there is a arterial plexus that is called as choroidal plexus. This choroidal plexus also secretes some watery substance. Now this third ventricle have got two parts. This part is called as thalamus and this part is called as hypothalamus. Thalamus and hypothalamus, they are separated by a sulcus that is called as interthalamic sulcus. This sulcus continues as a half cylinder. So half cylinder of either side will form a full tube. Half tube on this hemisphere and half tube on that hemisphere. That half tube begins as a continuation of interthalamic sulcus. So this here there is interthalamic sulcus, and from here you can get a half tube, very tiny tube like half of a refill, half of a longitudinally half of a refill, and from that thing is the full tube is called as aqueduct of Sylvius. This aqueduct of Sylvius connect third ventricle with fourth ventricle. This is the fourth ventricle. Here you can see a triangle of this side and triangle of that side will form a rhomboid shape, diamond shape area, that is floor of the fourth ventricle, just above and posterior to the pons. So here we'll get fourth ventricle. The boundary of fourth ventricle is this is superior cerebellar peduncle and this is
Inferior cerebellar peduncle.
and this one is middle cerebellar peduncle. So these three cerebellar peduncle hold the cerebellum below behind this cerebrum. Cerebrum and cerebellum separated by this dural double fold. You can see this fold comes here and goes back. This dural double fold is called as tentorium cerebelli. Tentorium
cerebellis.
cerebellum. Okay. Here you can see a dural, between the dural fold there is the blue color area, that is sagittal sinus. This one is sagittal sinus. Now from here it is continuous to the spinal cord, and this is central canal of the spinal cord. Spinal cord runs within the vertebrae. These are the cut section of body of vertebrae, and these are spine of vertebrae. Which vertebrae? Cervical vertebrae. So this is cervical region of the spinal cord. Now anterior to the spinal cord. Here this is sphenoidal ear sinus. Just above the sphenoidal ear sinus, here you can see a small area. This is called as sella turcica. Here there is, in this
Pituitary
area,
gland.
pituitary is here. This stalk or peduncle, this is the is holding the pituitary from brain. From brain it is hanging by this pituitary stalk. Now just anterior to the pituitary stalk, you can see a semicircular structure on either side. It appears like miniature breast or mammary gland. So this is called as mammary body. One on this side and one on that side. So this is called as mammary body. This is pituitary stalk. Here also we'll get to see another structure which is not visible here, that is optic chiasma. Optic chiasma is also visible here. Now sphenoidal ear sinus, if we come forward, here there are ethmoidal ear sinus, and this is frontal ear sinus. So ethmoidal ear sinuses are between frontal ear sinus and sphenoidal ear sinus. This area is the perpendicular plate of ethmoid, and here just above that there is ethmoidal group of ear sinuses, anterior, middle and posterior ethmoidal group of ear sinuses. On a section, either you will be able to see nasal septum or you will be able to see lateral wall. After dissecting it vertically, either nasal septum will be in this side or nasal septum will be on that side. So if it is in this side, we will be able to see nasal septum. If it is in that side, you will be able to see only lateral wall of nose. Now this lateral wall of nose, you can see three concha are there. Superior concha, middle concha, and
inferior
concha.
concha.
So three concha creates four meatus. This narrow space is supreme meatus. This is superior meatus. This is middle meatus, and this is inferior meatus. During paranasal ear sinus classes, I have told you that this sphenoidal ear sinus directly drain into supreme meatus or superior meatus. You can see the sphenoidal ear sinus is very closely related to supreme meatus or superior meatus. Okay. Now posterior group of ethmoidal ear sinus sometime may drain into this supreme meatus or superior meatus, but middle and anterior always drain through infundibulum. Okay. Now these three meatus form these three conchi forming four meatus: supreme meatus, superior meatus, middle meatus, and
inferior meatus.
inferior meatus. This part is called as nasopharynx. So pharynx has got three areas. This part is nasopharynx, this is oropharynx, and this is laryngopharynx. The part behind nasal cavity is nasopharynx, the part behind oral cavity is oropharynx, and part behind larynx is laryngopharynx. So this much part is where my thumb is located now. This part is larynx. This much part is larynx, and only this much part is larynx, and this much is beginning of trachea. This much part is larynx, and behind larynx there is laryngopharynx. This is oropharynx, and this is nasopharynx. This is hard palate and this part is soft palate. Okay. Now this is tongue. Here there is mandible and this is gynoid tubercle. From gynoid tubercle you can see this is genioglossus muscle coming to the tongue, and from gynoid tubercle below you can see geniohyoid muscle is going below. Genioglossus coming to the tongue and geniohyoid going below. This is thyroid cartilage. This is thyroid cartilage, and below thyroid cartilage there is cricoid cartilage. From cricoid cartilage, below cricoid cartilage, trachea begins. Okay. So this is thyroid cartilage. This cartilage is epiglottic cartilage. This is a leaf-like structure. Half of the leaf you can see here, half on that side. So this is epiglottic cartilage. This is thyroid cartilage. This is cricoid cartilage. This epiglottic cartilage acts as a lock gate between pharynx and larynx. When we deglute something, the laryngeal inlet is closed by this epiglottic cartilage. This epiglottic cartilage closed down this laryngeal inlet so that food particles don't drop into larynx and trachea. So that thing is done by epiglottic cartilage. Epiglottic cartilage itself cannot do it. It is done by muscles attached to the epiglottic cartilage. Okay. Now, here there are some other tiny cartilage like arytenoid and corniculate. Here you can see two folds. So one is this side to one on opposite side. So between two folds there is a very small slit like opening between two folds. So this is one fold and this is one fold. And on opposite side there is similar structure. So opposite to this there will be a rhima. Here rhima means slit opening. Here there will be a rhima, that is rhima glottidis, and here there will be a rhima vestibuli. This is at the above part. This is called as vestibule of larynx. This part is called as vestibule of larynx. So this fold is called as rhima vestibuli. And this is rhima glottidis, which is the sound producing area. The air passes through this narrow channel and the vibration creates sound. जैसे हम दशहरे में सोना पत्ता जो है तो पत्ते को डबल फोल्ड करके अगर हवा पास करेंगे तो देखो एक आवाज आता है. ठीक है. तो similar types of sound creation is done here at vocal cord. Okay. So these two area is very important, rhima vestibuli and rhima glottidis. Now coming to this part, here you can see sky blue color area. This sky blue color area is the cartilaginous part of the nasal septum anteriorly. It is movable because it is formed by cartilage. And here there is a small organ which is rudimentary for human being. It is called as organ of Jacobson. Sniffer dogs use this organ to find out the criminal. जैसे चोर का एक रुमाल कुछ भी एक स्निफर डॉग को अगर दे दिए तो वो देख के चोर कहाँ से कौन से रास्ते से भागेगा, क्योंकि जहाँ से भी जो जाएगा उसके सेल्स गिरते गिरते जाता है, बॉडी के सेल्स, हेयर्स, इनविजिबल है बट गिरते गिरते जाता है, वो स्मेल डिटेक्ट करके करके स्नीफर डॉग वहां तक पहुंच सकता है. दैट मच इंटेंसिटी ऑफ स्मेल इज गिवन टू दिस ऑर्गन ऑफ जैकबसन. हमारे अभी वो रूडिमेंटरी हो गया. फ्रॉम द डे वी स्टार्टेड रिलाइंग ऑन कुक और द फ्रूट बैंड, डोमिनोज से आया तो अच्छा ही होगा, मम्मी ने बनाया है तो ठीक ही होगा. बिफोर दैट वी यूज्ड टू रिलाई ऑन आवर नोज के इफ इट इज एडिबल और नॉट, if it is okay to eat or not. But now we are relying on our perception कि भाई this is the source, it is coming from this hotel, it is coming from my mother's kitchen, so it is safe, it must be safe. So we are not using it, it has become rudimentary. So that is organ of Jacobson. Now here this is upper lip and lower
Lower
lip,
lip.
upper jaw teeth and lower jaw teeth. Between this lips and teeth, this space is called as vestibule of mouth. This much space is called as vestibule of mouth. Now beyond teeth, if we go inside, this is the oral cavity proper, and here there is Wilder's ring. Wilder's ring is made up of all tonsils, which is called as pentagon of our defense system. You know, America defense headquarter is a pentagon shaped building. That is why it is called as pentagon. So our defense system is also having a pentagon like structure below lingual tonsil, the posterior one third of the tongue. Just above that there is lingual tonsil, valet papillae के पीछे वहां पे है lingual tonsil. इधर है laterally there is pharyngeal tonsil, and above there is palatine tonsil. So it makes a pentagon: palatine tonsil, pharyngeal tonsil, and lingual tonsil. It makes a pentagon-like structure, which is also called as Wilder's ring. So any foreign infection, it has to pass this Wilder's ring to infect digestive system or respiratory system. First they get infected, they will resist it. If it cross this Wilder's ring, then only our respiratory system or digestive system will be affected. So this first line of defense is called as pentagon, our respiratory or digestive system, or Wilder's ring or pentagon. Okay. Now here this is pharynx. On the lateral wall of pharynx you can see there is a small opening like this. This is auditory tube. Mid-layer cavity, I have told you there is auditory tube. मैंने बोला था तिरछा कट क्या है, तो उसका एक नोकीला भाग यहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट होता है. यहाँ पे देखो प्रोजेक्ट होके आया है. दिस ओपनिंग, दिस इज ओपनिंग फॉर ऑडिटरी ट्यूब. और क्योंकि ये प्रोजेक्टेड है तो यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है, तो यहाँ पे आजू बाजू में टॉन्सिल रहता है, अभी अभी जो बोला फेरिंजियल टॉन्सिल, और यहाँ पे बारसा रहता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज फेरिंजियल बारसा. तो यहाँ पे फेरिंजियल टॉन्सिलाइटिस और फेरिंजाइटिस होता है या बारसाइटिस होता है. छोटे बच्चों में जब ये होता है तो क्या होता है, सांस लेने का जगह ये बंद हो जाता है. नाक से सांस ले रहा जो, तो यहाँ पे अगर ब्लॉकेज हो गया तो दैट सब्जेक्ट, दैट पेशेंट स्टार्ट ब्रीदिंग फ्रॉम माउथ एंड यू विल सी एडेनॉइड फेसिस. एडेनॉइड फेसिस मीन्स जब ऐसे क्लास में भी एक आधा तुम देखेंगे जब बहुत अनकॉन्शियसली टीचर को देख रहे या फिर कुछ किसी को देख रहे तो ऐसा मुंह खुला हुआ रह जाता है. ठीक है, तो वाई दैट अनकॉन्स, जब भी वो सबकॉन्शियस रहेगा वो पूरा उसके अपीयरेंस के बारे में कॉन्शियस नहीं है, लोग देख रहे उसको इस बारे में कॉन्शियस नहीं है, तब उसका मुंह खुला रहता है. मुंह क्यों खुला रहता है, क्योंकि वो सांस मुंह से लेता है. क्यों, क्योंकि बचपन में उसको फेरिंजाइटिस हुआ था, बारसाइटिस हुआ था, तो ये नेजोफेरिंक्स का जो रास्ता है वो उसका ब्लॉक हो गया था, बंद हो गया था, और वो अभी परमानेंटली नैरो हो गया। तो अक्सर वो नाक के बजाय, नेजोफेरिंक्स के बजाय वो ओरोफेरिंक्स से सांस लेता है। सो दैट काइंड ऑफ फेसिस इज कॉल्ड एज एडेनॉइड फेसिस। ठीक है। नाउ हियर यू कैन सी another pharyngeal tonsil. Now here there are some folds from tongue to pharynx. There is a glossopharyngeal fold. Glossopharyngeal, that is tongue to pharynx. Glossopharyngeal fold from palate to tongue. Palatoglossal fold. Palatoglossal, from palate to tongue. Palatoglossal fold. From palate to pharynx. Palatopharyngeal fold. So there are three folds: palatoglossus, palatopharyngeus, and glossopharyngeus. All these three folds actually are the covering of three muscles: palatoglossus muscle, glossopharyngeal muscle, and palatopharyngeal
Pharyngeal
muscle.
muscle.
These muscles are covered by a mucus fold. So feature is fold. Which fold? Palatoglossal fold, glossopharyngeal fold, and palatopharyngeal fold. They are actually covering three muscles of corresponding name. Okay. Now here there is a fossa that is called as pyriform fossa. The pyriform fossa is actually a fossa that was used by smugglers to smuggle diamond. अभी देखो ट्रम्प बोल रहे कि सारे मेक्सिकन को हटा दो, ये कर दो। तो बेसिकली अगर देखा जाए, अमेरिका वाज, जो हम बोलते भूमिपुत्र, दे वर बेसिकली, ये मेक्सिकन है, रेड इंडियंस, यही लोग हैं। ये जो व्हाइट्स है, दे आर बेसिकली द ब्रिटिश, जो रूल करने को गए उधर। और जो नीग्रोस देखते हो, वो अफ्रीका से लेके गए थे। यहाँ के जो डायमंड और सोने के जो सारे खान थे, वहाँ पे ये अमेरिकन्स को काम पे लगाते थे। दे आर नॉट दैट मच ब्रेनी। इधर के इंडिया के लोग ब्रेनी थे, तो उनको कॉन्फिडेंस लो कर दिया गया कि जो इंग्लिश जानते हैं वही एजुकेटेड है, जो इंग्लिश नहीं जानते एजुकेटेड नहीं है, बोल के सबको नलीफाई कर दिए। बट वहाँ पे क्या किए, उनको आईक्यू कुछ नहीं है, तो उनको लेबर के काम पे लगा लो। लेबर के काम पे लगाने के लिए पुलिस कहाँ से लाए? अफ्रीका से। इसलिए अमेरिका में अभी निग्रो देखते हैं। तो व्हाइट्स जो देखते हो ब्रिटिशर्स है, और जो एक्चुअल अमेरिकन है, दे आर रेड इंडियंस। जो तुम देखते हो ना, जैसे जोरो वगैरह, ये सब मूवी में, रॉबिन हुड, जो थोड़ा ब्राउन स्किन के होते हैं, काउबॉय जिसको बोलते हैं। देखो ऐसे पालक, ऐसा फेदर से, ऐसा ऐसा आदिवासी के जैसा उनका ट्रेडिशनल ड्रेस है। ठीक है। सो दे वर रेजिस्टिंग इट। जैसे हमारे देश में भी ब्रिटिश के खिलाफ हम रेजिस्ट किए। सो दे वर, तो ये जो गन्स वगैरह लाने के लिए डायमंड्स देते थे, और उनके आज़ादी के लिए गन्स वगैरह लाते थे। तो दे यूज्ड टू स्मगल डायमंड्स फॉर देयर फ्रीडम। और बाद में क्या हुआ, बोला गया कि ये जो भी माइन से निकलेगा, उसको एक गिलास पानी पीना पड़ेगा तो बाहर निकल सकता है, या फिर जो भी एयरपोर्ट से निकलेगा, उसको पानी पीना पड़ेगा, फिर वो एयरपोर्ट से निकल सकता है। तो पानी जब पीता है, तो हम डिग्लूट जब करते, ये कॉन्केविटी जो जहाँ पे उसने डायमंड छुपाया है, एक पल के लिए वो ऐसा कॉन्वेक्सिटी में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाता, फिर वो डायमंड पूरा इसोफेगस को कट करते करते नीचे जाएगा। तो वो कभी वो पानी पिएगा नहीं। जिसने भी डायमंड यहाँ पे छुपा के रखा है, वो कभी पानी पिएगा नहीं. That is why this pyriform fossa is called as smuggler's pouch. Okay.